Hello everyone, here I am going to represent a logical data model. Now, what is a logical data model? What is a logical data model? Logical data modeling is a really placeholder in a notional sequence of modeling, implementing and deploying a relational database application. It assumes a software development lifecycle. Let us explore different views of this lifecycle and of the logical phase. Logical data models help to define the detailed structure of the data element in a system and the relationship between data elements. They refine the data element introduced by a conceptual data model and from the basis of the physical data model. In enterprise architect, a logical data model is typically represented using a UML class notations. Key defines for a logical data modeling. Entity key. Each entity instant is identified by a unique key. This unique key can be composite of multiple attributes or a surrogate key generated using a counter or a UUID generator. Composite or compound keys can be utilized to represent emulated properties and efficient processing without retrieving values. The key can be used to reference the entity instant from the other entities for representing relationships. Entity attributes. Attributes can be any of the basic data types, such as a string, numeric, or a boolean, or they can an array of these types. For example, a satellite might define a number of simple attributes, such as a name of weight, as well as a complex attribute called a launch, which is in turn contains the attributes launch date and launch site. Entity relationship. Entity can have one-to-one, one-to-many, or many-to-many relationships. For example, a satellite has many modules is a one-to-many relationship. Features of the logical data model includes all entities and relationship among them. All attributes for each entity are specified. The primary key for each entity is a specified foreign key. Keys identifying the relationship between different entities are specified. Normalization occurs at this level. The steps for designing. Specifies primary keys for all attributes. Find the relationship between different entities. Find all attributes for each entity. Resolve a many-to-many relationships. Normalization. Example. Here, in this example, the time, product, store, and sales. Entities are specified. A relationship among entities also specified. Time, product, stores. Each entity's primary key and sales entity contains a foreign key, and each entity contains their attributes. Normalization occurs in logical data model. For creating a logical data model, first of all we'll define the relationship between different entities. To find all attributes for each entity. Then solve many-to-many relationships and then do normalization. Common characteristic of a logical data model typically describe a requirement for a single project or a major subject area. May be integrated with other logical data models via a rio of the sales entities. Typically contains 100 to 1000 entities. Although these numbers are highly variable depending on the scope of the data model. Contains relationship between entities that address cardinality and nullability. of the relationships, designed and developed to be independent of DBMS, data storage location, or technologies. In fact, it may address of digital and non-digital concepts. Data attributes will be typically have data types, width, precise and length assigned. Data attributes will have a nullability assigned. Entities and attributes will have a definition. All kind of other metadata may be included. In fact, the diagram of the logical data model may show only a tiny percentage of the metadata contains within the model.